Okay. Is everything working properly? It should be. YouTube's telling me that we are live now. Let me check here on my monitor just to see if the sound is coming through. But if we are, how are you fellas? I hope you are all doing well. Yeah, and everything seems to be working correctly. Hello everyone, how are you doing? I myself am doing pretty well. I'm fine. A bit cold here in Brazil, but other than that, everything is okay. I was chatting there with Uncle Leo, with Dev, with Spyro. We were talking about stuff. Evil Leo is here as well. Hello there, how are you doing? Salamandra. Hello Salamandra. Moose Guy, nice to have you here as well. Moose Guy, I'm glad you're here. Very nice. And Eli, hello Eli, good afternoon. Today we'll be playing, fellas, on the London server, okay? So feel free to join. This is the IP, and I also put it on the stream description, and there's a message affixed in stream chat, so you can follow along and connect through the developer console on TF2 and play with us. But feel free to join, it will be a lot of fun if you fellas can play with us. So let's do this. And even if you are not from Europe, feel free to join. I myself am from Brazil and I'll be playing Medic because I have such a high ping here. And I got an item, nice. Nice. I'm with what? 200 ping. We also have Firefly here, who is a friend of mine from Brazil, with 200 ping as well. And Uncle Leo, who's from Europe, and Spyro is here already as well. Let me pocket Firefly here and see if we can do something against the other team. So come play with us, it will be a lot of fun, fellas, as usual. Spyro is saying there, hello, good here. Where he lives is warm. I know a lot of you are from the northern hemisphere, and right now it is summer for you. But here in Brazil we are in the middle of winter. And there's even, you know, a forecast for very cold weather here in the next couple of days. I live... there's Uncle Leo up there. I live in southeast Brazil. And things can get pretty chilly here where I live. So, oh no, I'm gonna die. So, I'm getting ready for that. I don't know if you are aware, but here in Brazil we're not so equipped for cold weather, you know. We don't usually have, for example, central heating systems in our homes or stuff like that, because we usually don't need it. It doesn't snow where I live, for example. But it's getting pretty cold here in the last few days. So yeah. Hey Gangray, hello there. Let me leave Firefly for a sec here to fight for himself and check chat so I can greet everyone. Hello there Gangray, nice to have you here. Marcio, nice to have you here as well, my friend. Hello Marcio. Cartola, how can you a so much beautiful mustache? A weird message there, but thank you very much, Cartola. Yeah, Dev is saying that he's from he or she. We had problems with this before, that I said once on the stream that I have to stop assuming people's gender, you know, that everyone is a guy. So Dev, they are saying they're from Europe. I have to stop assuming everyone is a guy. I have to stop doing that. And Evil Leo's coming to play, nice. Hello there, Trolleyfish. Paneludo, hello Paneludo, how are you doing? Yeah, come play with us, fellas. It will be a lot of fun. I see a lot of you are joining right now. Your Last Grape and Yug and Userbot are all here. Come play with us. It will be a lot of fun. Hey, Frappe Man, nice to have you here. It's been a while. And Evil Leo is saying, is the connect to the server in the description? Yes, it is, Evil Leo. And it is also on the chat message that's fixed there on stream chat. You can see at the top of the chat box there is a fixed message. If you click on it, it will expand and the connect command is there as well. So you can use that. And most guys saying, earlier I got a Pizza Hut ad where they said not to go to a restaurant and just order because of how hot it was. Yes, heat waves are a problem for sure, you know. Not only on the northern hemisphere. Here in Brazil we also get some very hot heat waves in summer, but usually Uncle Leo is hiding there. Trolleyfish is already backstabbing me. But what happens here in Brazil is that our buildings and our homes are built to let the hot air escape. So, you know, we have a lot of windows. Usually we have cold flooring, like ceramics and not carpet, you know, stuff like that. And because of that, our houses are not very insulated in terms of retaining heat. We can manage, you know, the hot temperatures that we face here. But in the cold, that's another story, because our homes again lose a lot of heat. So in the winter, it can be troublesome for some people, depending on how harsh the winter is. I remember when I was in college, I had a lot of friends who were from other countries, who were doing a course here in Brazil, you know, like exchange students. And a lot of them came to Brazil thinking that they would not feel cold, you know, because it doesn't snow here and stuff like that. So they didn't bring jackets, they didn't get ready for the cold here. And they were in for a surprise. We had to help a lot of fellas in that regard, you know, lending jackets and blankets and stuff like that. So yeah. What else are you saying? Evil Leo saying that I have the same items that he uses. I really like to use, you know, the magic gun and the Blutsauger. This Australian magic gun was gifted to me by a Brazilian subscriber. But, you know, I think the best magic gun there is, and I'm gonna die here, is the default one. It is good in most situations. You don't have to worry about what kind of Uber you are using, because invincibility Uber is always useful. But I like to switch things up, you know. Usually I rock the default magic gun on attack and the Kritzkrieg on defense. I think that's a good way to go about it, you know. Trolleyfish, how do you get behind me so fast, Trolleyfish? Trolleyfish is a true ninja. He's a true shinobi. One day Trolleyfish will be the Hokage of Team Fortress 2. That's for sure. So yeah. And the Blutsauger, I bought this one myself. The Australian Blutsauger, I think is one of the cheapest Australians you can buy out there. Trolleyfish was already behind me there. But I like to use the Blutsauger because I think it is fun. It isn't the best weapon for medic, you know, the Crusader's crossbow is a lot better. But I like the Blutsauger. It is a cool weapon to use, in my opinion. So that's why I equip it, most often than not. And Fireman is saying, I'll be taking a bit of a break from playing TF2. So I won't be joining the future streams for some time, but I will still watch them whenever or if I can. It's okay, Fireman. Taking breaks is important. That's for sure. Don't worry about that. I myself take some breaks. You know, there are some weeks in which I only play TF2 to stream. So I stream twice a week. Yesterday is the day I stream on my Brazilian channel for Brazilian subscribers that speak Portuguese. And today, Sundays, I stream here. And there are some weeks in which I only play TF2 in those days. Because I'm doing other stuff, or I'm busy, or I'm interested on playing other games or in other projects. And I think that's quite, you know, a common thing to do. I don't know why some people in the TF2 community are so, you know, against taking breaks. As if you have to be playing the game, you know, every day of your life, constantly. And Uncle Leo with his unusual taunts. Always so dapper, Uncle Leo. Nice loadouts. So yeah, it is important to take breaks, you know. You should not... How can I say this? You should not burn yourself out of TF2. Take your time and have fun with the game, and when you are not having fun, don't play it, simply. I think a lot of people get a sour taste from TF2 because they burn themselves out of the game. And it is very important to avoid that by taking breaks. It is okay, you know. Usually YouTubers are the ones who suffer most from that, But it's something that, thank you so much, Trolleyfish. Trolleyfish is helping me today. But regular players can also have that sort of problem if they are not careful. Can't kill this medic here. Okay, I managed to kill him. Nice. And I also healed myself, you see? I really like the Bloodsaugr, it's so much fun to use. I think the Bloodsaugr is like the force nature of medics weapons, you know. I know Uncle Liu is a fan of the force nature, and it is a great weapon, but it is not the most effective in terms of doing what the class is supposed to do, you know. But it is so much fun to use. And there are a lot of situations in which I managed to escape because I was using the Bloodsaugr. Otherwise I would have died. So I think it really helps in those tight spots. Come on, Trolleyfish, backstab him for us. Let me help here. The Scouted already won, nice. What map is this? This is Reckoner. I don't think I've ever played on this one. But very good looking map, you know. Stylish. Really like it. What else are you saying there? Analysis is saying Medic Gaming. Curly Betty was asking me to say old school TF2 gaming. If you want to get a clean take on that, Curly Patty, I don't know if you're going to use it for a video project of yours or something like that. Let me know and I can record it for you. I just recorded today some voice lines for Hovi. I think he's working on a video project of his, and if you want something like that as well, I can help you out. Okay, let's run away from this spiral here. And you see, it is a good weapon for these situations in which you are being chased. Got him. I was a bit below my health there, but I think I would have died if it weren't for the Bloodsaugr there. And again, you can do a bit more than just heal people with it. It is not very useful for your team, but I think it's fun again, and that's why I like to use it. So yeah. Most guys asking me, Australians or skins? Personally, I think that skins look better, but I wouldn't complain if I won an Aussie. Yeah, I think warpaints and skins have a bit more character to them. You know, you can pick the warpaint or the skin you prefer. Curly Patty is laughing at me. Don't laugh at me, Curly Patty. But I think that Australians have, you know, something special about them. I think it is more fair to compare Australians to unusual warpaints. You know, I think that's more comparable. Even though unusual warpaints are rarer, they are not as common as Australians, in my opinion at least. But I would prefer unusual warpaints. But I like my Australians as well. I really like them. They look great, in my opinion. So yeah. And Curly Patty is saying, ooh, my favorite Brazilian man. By the way, I had a nice talk with some Brazilian lady on stream. Ah, that's very nice. On Steam. Nice, great for you, Curly Patty. Very nice. I'm glad you fellas are getting to know more people from Brazil, you know, through my channel. That's a very interesting thing. I know, for example, that Uncle Leo plays a lot on my Brazilian community servers, and he's meeting a lot of nice people there. I think that's excellent. That's great. I hope to know more people from abroad as well, from Europe and other places in the world. I know there are some subscribers from Asia. Curly Patty is gonna pocket me. Ah, that's so interesting. Okay, it's time to retreat, Curly Patty. Don't die there, Curly Patty. Retreat. Escape. Don't die. Perhaps we could be Uber linking here. Okay, they popped Uber. And I lagged here for a while, but it's okay. We are still alive. Like in that Portal song, you know, it's still alive. We are not dead yet, but we're gonna lose this point here for that. I don't know, Curly Patty died. Let me see if I can get this medic at least. What is going on here? Okay, I managed to kill the sniper there. Let me help Trolleyfish here so he doesn't die. I'll check chat in just a sec, fellas. Just give me a sec to, you know, breathe a bit here. And use this Uber. I don't want to drop this Uber. Okay, let's go scout. Trolleyfish is so sneaky. He can always get those backstabs on everyone. Really appreciate having him on my team instead of the enemy team. It helps a lot to have a good spy. Go Trolleyfish, backstab him! I don't think he'll manage the backstab this time. And we have here Spyro the Dragon here. Let me help this scout, okay. Don't die or less break. I have to escape, but please don't die, my friend. Let's get back into the fight. Playing medic like this is a lot of fun, you know. Nice, Curly Patty got a kill there. Don't die, Curly Patty, don't die. Okay, Firefly's a goner. Let me help Uncle Leo, he's almost dead. And let me help now Curly Patty so he doesn't die. The problem is if we both heal each other, yeah, none of us is gonna attack the Pyro and we will both die. So that's the problem of playing like that. But it's a lot of fun. Curly Patty is saying, okay, I'm watching your Brazilian videos. Am I okay? Yes, it is, Curly Patty. You're gonna learn some Portuguese. It is a very interesting language to learn. Even if all you learn is 1 or 2 words, it is a lot of fun. Go for it. And Cartola is saying, teacher, did you have plans to play another game, like Zelda or something like that? I know your channel's proposal, but play the same game, always you get sick of it. I understand what you're saying, Cartola. And I have plans to play other games. I want to play some Pico 8 games on stream someday. I think it will be fun. You know, if you don't know what Pico 8 is, it is a fantasy console, a made-up retro console. And there are a lot of good games for it. Curly Patty even played one on his stream once that I recommended to him. I think it was called... what was it called? Curse of the Lich King or something like that. And I think it would be fun to play Pico 8 games on stream someday. But in terms of major, you know, games like Team Fortress 2, perhaps someday I'll play some Overwatch here as well. That's a game I enjoy quite a lot. It's been a while since I've last played it, but I had good times with Overwatch. I really enjoyed playing it. On my Brazilian channel there are even some review videos that I think are very interesting. Perhaps I should do them on here as well. Because I made a series there on my Brazilian channel comparing Overwatch and TF2. And you're gonna find this a lot of very funny. But basically the end goal of that series was to really showcase how TF2 is a well-designed game. So basically what I did is I did a bunch of videos comparing Overwatch to TF2 to basically say how TF2 is better. You know, that's really what came out of that series. And perhaps I should do that here on this channel. I think it would be fun. Even if Overwatch isn't the hot game of the moment anymore, I think it would be interesting to do something like that. Let me know, tell me in comments below if you would like to see something like that, you know, comparing TF2 to Overwatch and to perhaps Paladins and other games like that. I think I can deliver a good series like that. Go Uncle Leo, don't die! Don't die to the scouts, Uncle Leo. We're gonna lose again. I'm so bad at 5 CP. This was the most wasted Uber ever. So funny to see medics wasting Uber like this. They have a pyro here now. Okay, and I'm dead. Okay, no problem. But yeah, I enjoy Overwatch, you know, it is a cool game. But I don't know, I have more fun playing TF2, and because I don't stream that often, I only stream once a week, I feel like I should play the game I prefer, you know, Cartola. So that's why I usually only play TF2, you know. It's my favorite multiplayer game for sure. And I think the best thing from TF2 is that you fellas can easily play with me because of my community servers. So you can really have fun streams in which you are playing together, we're chatting together, I think it makes for a better environment, you know. So that's why. Yeah, gaming, Uncle Liu is saying, for sure. And one guy is asking, if you could learn any language, what would you pick? I think, you know, if it was a process like I pick a language and then immediately I know how to read and speak in that language, I think it would be either Japanese or Chinese. I'm very interested, you know, about Japanese. I think it's a very interesting culture. But nowadays, I think that Chinese is a more useful language. If you think about, you know, market and stuff like that. So perhaps I would learn one of those two. I was learning some German in Duolingo to talk with Mr. Spencer. But I've since, you know, abandoned my efforts to learn German. I have to pick up Duolingo again and practice. But I think the two languages that I'm most interested in nowadays are Chinese and Japanese. I think those are interesting. Korean as well is a very interesting language. I had some students a couple of years ago that were from Korea, and one of them taught me a bit of the writing system for Korean. It was very, very interesting, you know. Seems like a very fun language to learn, if you ask me. Ah, Firefly was just waiting around the corner with the back burner there. So sneaky. So yeah, those are the languages I would try to learn, you know. I would choose if it was an automatic process to learn a language. And Frapperman saying, if you're gonna learn Portuguese, good luck nailing the proper gender for every word, lol. Same for most other Latin languages, yes. I don't know, I think that, you know, Latin languages are kind of hard to learn the grammar gender of words, that's true. But I think that it is more confusing in languages that have a neutral gender. For example, German, if I'm not mistaken, German has masculine, feminine, and a neutral gender as well. So there are words that are masculine, there are words that are feminine, and there are words that are neutral. If anyone there speaks German, please correct me if I'm wrong, but if I'm not mistaken, for example, sun and moon are neutral gender in German. Is that correct? Does anyone speak German here? I'm not sure, but I think it is that the case. In Portuguese, I think it is a lot simpler because you don't have to handle a neutral grammatical gender. Things are either masculine or feminine, so at least you only have to worry about two options, you know. But for sure, it is a lot harder than languages like English, for example, in which the adjectives don't have a gender-specific form, you know. For example, in English you have beautiful, and you say beautiful man, beautiful woman. But in Portuguese you have to say bonito, that's the masculine, or bonita, that's the feminine. So there's quite a lot to learn in Latin languages, and most of them work like that. Most Latin languages, Spanish, Italian, French as well, have those differences, especially in adjectives and articles. So that's kind of hard. I won't deny that. But it's interesting. It's very interesting. I would encourage you to learn a Latin language if you don't already know one. After you learn, for example, Spanish, it is a lot easier to learn Italian, French, Portuguese. There's a lot in common. So I think that learning any Latin language will help you communicate with people from all around the world, you know. English can do that as well, but I don't know. I think there's a lot of content in Spanish, particularly, that English-speaking people don't really have access to, and it would be nice to have access to that. You know, it's culture, and it's fun. Just like for us that speak Latin languages. The Demonite got. No, I was a lousy medic. I was shooting with the Blutsaurier. I should have healed my Demon Man friend there. So yeah. And the hat I made looks great on demo, man, doesn't it? Looks very nice. Very cool. That's a mod, by the way. It's on the workshop. It's called the Commoner's Kabuto. If you look for it on the TF2 workshop, you find it out. So yeah, learn other languages. It is a lot of fun. Whatever language you decide to learn, go for it. Let me help Trolleyfish here. And we have Uber. I can't drop this. Ah, they pop it. Okay. Their medic is a lot more competent at doing medic work, you know. I'm a lousy medic. Their medic is a lot better than me. The moment's gonna charge at me. Okay, thank you, Kobaya, for saving me there. Thank you so much. I was going to say I almost died there, and then I just died. It's okay, it happens. Musgai is saying I tried with that Uber. It's okay, Musgai, it's okay. Don't worry. It's okay. What else are you saying, fellas? Dev is saying, what I like about TF2 is that it's easy to tell what's happening on screen at any time. Yeah, I agree with that a lot. TF2 is a game that is very readable, you know. It is well designed and you can really tell what's going on. Even when the game gets a lot more choky and spammy in some maps, you can still tell what class is supposed to be what, even with all those wacky cosmetics. Most of the time, at least. And you can really tell what's going on screen. Overwatch, for example, is a lot more chaotic. And it has so many particle effects, and the characters are so diverse in their silhouettes that, you know, sometimes it doesn't even look like the same game. It looks like they got characters from a bunch of different games and mashed them together, you know. So that's a problem I have with Overwatch. And I made a video about that on my ah no! Curly Patty with the Jaretti. I made a video about that on my Brazilian channel, and again, perhaps I should remake that series here on Old School TF2. I think it would be interesting. I'll add that to my list of things to do after I run out of topics to talk about in TF2 specifically. It would be interesting. Really like that idea. And Ivolu is saying that I have very good English. Thank you so much, Ivolu. I try my best. You know, sometimes I struggle a lot in English, but I try my best, you know. I studied a lot of English, you know, for many years here in Brazil. I think my English class took me what? 6 years to graduate or something like that in a private English school. And besides, I've always played video games, and I think that playing video games helped me a lot to learn English. Okay, they will be rushing this point here. But thank you very much. I struggle, but I try my best. So yeah. Curly Patty is talking about something in another language. Of that, Curly Patty, I only understood the word Deutsch. That's like German, isn't it? I don't know how to pronounce that, but I think that I'll try my best, okay, Curly Patty? So what Curly Patty typed in there? Österreichisches. I think that's meant to be people from Austria, isn't it? Am I correct in there? I think that's supposed to be Austrians. Because I collect coins as well. I have an old coin collection from countries from all around the world. And I have one that says something like Österreich or something like that. And someone told me that means Austria. But I'm not very sure, so please correct me there. Talking Austrian German, he's saying that it is. Okay, so I'm correct there. I had a hunch that that first word, Sprich, I don't know if that's the way to pronounce it, but I had a hunch that was speak, because it is close to speak, if you think about it. So I was not far off there. Good to know. And Uncle Liu saying, I will start to count your so yak you streak. I have 2 kill streaks, the so yeah kill streak and the you know kill streak, Uncle Leo. It would be a lot of fun to have a counter. The so yeah counter, the you know streak. It would be interesting to have that for sure. Hey, hello TKA people guy, nice to have you here. Hello there. Thanks for passing by on stream, it is always a pleasure to have you fellas watching me and chatting with me. I always have a lot of fun. Okay, let me pursue this medic. He thinks he's safe. And he is, he escaped. It's okay. I have to retreat because I think... No, they're not capping this point, they're capping the other point that's ahead. I'm learning this map, you know, I'm quite a fast learner. I won't be lost here for a while. Okay, let's get behind them. I'm dead, but I think the heavy will die soon enough as well. No, he's still alive? Did he escape that heavy? Oh no, come on. I should have helped the soldier there. But it's okay. And Muskai is saying, I love the challenge that comes from playing on your server. Oh, thank you very much, Muskai. You know, the community server experience, when it isn't, for example, a trade server or a friendly server or anything like that, when it is a server to really play the game against other people, to engage in a match of TF2, is a lot more satisfying than casual, in my opinion. Because usually people who know how to join community servers are a bit more experienced in the game and know how to actually play a bit better, you know. Casual is fine and all, and I sometimes enjoy the experience, but it is the first place that new players go. And nothing against new players, I was a new player myself one day, but I think that playing with more experienced people is more gratifying, that's what I mean. So I'm glad you have fun here on my servers. That's the point of it all. Glad to know that. Very good. And Frapperman is saying, this is probably the most educative live stream on this channel so far. I really like to discuss, Frapperman, these curiosities, you know, this trivia about topics of the world, like languages, cultures, and stuff like that. I'm really... and I'm not an expert at anything, but I think I have good general knowledge about stuff. So I like to talk about it. I'm glad you're finding this very educative. That's good to know. Makes sense, after all, I'm a professor, I'm a teacher. So I think it makes a lot of sense. Glad to know you're liking it. Okay, this point is kept, so I can proceed with my team. I think I'll go with the soldier, yeah, because there's... and here we have Spyro the Dragon. There's a medikit here that helped me. And we won, nice. Good job, team. Very good job. And very good map, Reckoner. I think I saw someone playing comp on this map, but I never played it myself. Very good map. Really like it. GG, for sure. Very good game. What else are you saying? And Uncle Liu is asking about my supporter program. Talking about topics you should talk about. How about your supporter program? Yeah, that's for sure. And Uncle Leo is currently my first supporter, and not currently because he will forever be my first supporter, but currently he's the only supporter. So thank you very much, Uncle Leo, for the help. You can see he has a special badge on his name. I'm using my YouTube on dark mode, so it kind of blends in, but it is supposed to be a gibbous. And the badge levels up with time. It will become, I think, a stainless pot. A steel stainless pot that had for soldier, and then the tyrant's helm or something like that, and go up until the team captain. So that's interesting. I've announced this week on the community tab that now the channel is accepting channel memberships. So if you fellas want, you can directly support my work here and the community servers I host through the channel memberships here on YouTube. there should be a link somewhere down there. I don't think it is on this stream, but on my videos, there should be a link for you to check the perks. But there should be a button there if you want to take a look, like a join button or something like that below the video, if you want to take a look. So yeah, the interesting thing is that I try to keep it very affordable. So the lowest tier, I think it is like $2 or $1, something like that. And if you decide to support with the middle or the upper tier, you get reserved slots on my servers. So if you like to play here and you want to have, you know, a reserved slot for you, right now the server never gets full, but I imagine someday it will, and then reserved slots will be a very useful thing. I know that in my Brazilian servers, for example, my Brazilian supporters really appreciate having reserved slots because there's 1 or 2 servers that are always full, and it really helps them join matches and play whenever they want. So yeah, either way, feel free to check it out, you know. Again, currently Uncle Leo is the only supporter, so thank you very much for that, Uncle Leo. You're really helping me out here. But I think in the long run, it will be a good thing. Did I hit him with the pumpkin bomb? I don't think I did, actually. But it will be a good thing for this channel and to help us grow into other regions. Currently, in terms of opening more community servers in those regions. Currently, I'm looking at opening a server in Singapore. We made a poll a couple days ago for people to decide where in Asia I should open a server, and Singapore won. So that's what I'll be doing in the future. I already have funds to open it. I just didn't have the time yet to do that. I think I messed up Trolleyfish there. Ah no, but he managed to get the stab anyway because he's good at trick stabs. Nice. Who did I kill there? How did I kill the sniper? How does that work? Yeah, I lost the pumpkin crits. And we can't cap the points because there's the skeleton king running around. Let's see if we can help Trolleyfish kill him. But yeah, I was very excited. People want to play Ice Tower. That's one of my favorite maps. I was very excited to be able to open memberships here on the channel. And I'll make a video soon. You know, I didn't want to make a video just to announce memberships, because I think it would be better to tie, and I'm dead, to tie that announcement to a real video, you know, to make a video about an interesting topic, and at the end of that video make the announcement for channel memberships. So that's why I didn't make a video for it yet, you know, just to talk about them. But it is coming, fellas. I imagine I'll be able to make it for Friday, if everything goes well. And starting from next week, I should have less time to make videos because my vacations are ending. I'm going back to work on the school IT chat. So I imagine that next week will be the last one I'll be able to post 2 videos. And after that, we should go back to doing 1 video a week, as we were doing before July. So just so you know what will happen with the channel in the next few days. So that's it. What else are you saying there? Curly Patty is speaking German there. I'm saying, so do your students know what you do about having a YouTube channel? Some of them know, Curly Patty, but most of them, at least current students, don't. What happens is they usually find out close to the end of the year, and then they move on to another grade, and my new students usually don't know what I do here on YouTube. But most of them know. I know in my Brazilian channel there are some subscribers that were former students of mine. They are aware for sure. Hey, hello Lucas TF, nice to have you here. Nice to have you here as well. Iraci saying tiki 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 tiki. Yeah, I really like my mechanical keyboard. It is a lot of fun. Because I like this map so much, I think I'll play some scout on it. And let me switch my loadout. We used the Force of Nature a couple streams ago, but I want to go with the regular scatter. And the candy cane and mad milk. I really like this loadout here. So let's do this. By the way, this map here, Cough Ice Tower, look for it on the workshop. And vote for it if you enjoy the map, because it was made by a friend of mine. It is a really fine King of the Hill map, you know. I think it's one of the best. And I was very hurt last year when Woodville got added, because I know there are better maps like this one that we're playing right now, Cough Ice Tower, that didn't get to be in the game yet. So I was very hurt last year because of that. You know, nothing against Woodville personally, but there are better maps that should have been added instead of Woodville, in my opinion. So yeah. Check this out, Ice Tower, Cough Ice Tower. Look for it on the workshop and come play with us, because it really is a great map. Has a lot of spots for Scout to jump, especially if you're using the Force of Nature. You really can get behind the enemy team and surprise everyone, you know. There's a Scout there. I have to remember I'm using the candy cane, so I have to keep my distance from them, man. And soldiers. Okay, let's recap the point here. And by the way, you can jump on top of the ceiling. For the people who are playing with us and our soldier, you can jump on top of that ceiling there. Come on. There's this cheeky health pack here. I hope the pyro doesn't air blast me. No, he didn't follow me. Okay, I'm fine now. So yeah, a lot of verticality in this map. It doesn't look like it at first glance, but there's really quite some spots you can use. Okay, let me keep my distance, and I'm gonna die here. Ah, he did not follow me. Okay. Ah, but the spy did. Come on, spy. Just get out of cloak. And there's a demo man there. Okay. I think I'll be able... No, I won't. I was thinking that I would be able to get him from his back, but I wasn't able to do that. And I'm rubbish, you know, my aim is horrible. Thank you so much, Uncle Leo. Thank you for helping me out here. I don't think I managed to kill anyone so far on this match. Yeah, I did not. There's a sniper coming out here. Oh no, it is the demo man. Got him, nice. There's a spy here. And this friend of mine, I really like the duck build headpass. This friend of mine has scattered a bunch of them in the map. See if you can find all the duck build headpasses. Is that the plural, how it says? See if you can find all the duck hats in this map. There's quite a bunch of them hidden in cheeky spots. It's a lot of fun. And Dev is asking, what's the map? It is Cough Ice Tower. King of the Hill Ice Tower. I don't know if you can see the name down below there. I'll hide my webcam for a sec. Here. So you can see the name down there. Cough Ice Tower. Look for it on the workshop. It is a great map. And here I am again. Nice. Materializing back from the other dimension. I really like this map. Curly Patty was asking if I'm a teacher or a professor. I'm actually a teacher, Curly Patty. People call me professor because here in Brazil, professor means the same as teacher. I know in English, professor is more like a university professor, but here in Brazil, we call all kinds of teachers professores. So everyone is a professor here in Brazil, whether you teach in university or in, you know, high school or stuff like that. Everyone is a professor for us, because the word professor means teacher, really. So that's why. I'm actually a teacher. But you can call me professor. I think I'm familiar with that, so it's okay. Okay, let me get the health kit here. A spy escaped there. So let's pay attention to him. And I think what I like the best about this map is that there is a bit of something for every class. There are some maps that are clearly designed with one or two classes in mind, you know, that are good for soldier and scout, or good for pyro, or good for spy. I think this friend of mine, Midlu, really managed to make a map that's good for all classes, and I really commend him for that. What a lovely map this one is. Let me see if I can find another hat here. I think there's one in this house here. Another duck build hat bus. Yeah, up there, you see? Right above my crosshair. And there's a lot more. Later, see if you can find all of them. Most guys saying you should leave workshop links when you include workshop maps in a video so you can upvote them. That's a good idea, Muskai. On streams, it is a bit harder to do that because I don't know what map will show up here, because these maps are all on my server's rotation. They are not like maps I've set up especially to play on this stream. For a sec there, I thought he wouldn't be able to kill me, but he managed to. So on stream that's a bit hard, but whenever I do a segment, a video segment later that features the map, like I did with Overgrown last week, you can be sure I'll place a link to the workshop, that's for sure. So whenever I cut this stream to post it as a highlight segment on my channel, I will be sure to... Come on, Froggy! Froggy is so sly. Is that the right word, sly? Is it the same as sneaky? Like in Sly Cooper, the game? I don't know what I'm saying. But I think it is, I think that's the word. Oh, they have an engineer there. And Medic Ubered me. Let's see if we can destroy the mini sentry here, because mini sentries are a problem. Ah, did he manage to get the crit with the gunslinger? It's always interesting when engineers manage to do that, because if I'm not mistaken, when you strike 3 times with the gunslinger, you get a crit. I think that's how it works. So it's 1, 2, and then a crit with the gunslinger. Correct me if I'm wrong, please, but I think that's it. I have a battle magic here, but he's using the... come on, I'm dead. What's the name of that syringe gun? The overdose. That's another good one, for sure. Dev is saying, you keep killing me, I'm sad. I'm sorry, Dev. I'm just playing the game, I'm sorry. And Cartol is saying, teacher, if you had a digitizing table, would you play with it like a mouse? I do have one, Cartol. I have a very simple one. You can see this simple Wacom. I think I don't know how it's called in English. I don't think it is called a digitizing table. I think people call it more like a drawing tablet or something like that. But I tried playing with it as a mouse and it isn't very good. I don't even think it would make for a fun video, if you ask me. What I like to do with it, whenever I 3D model, is use it to paint the textures. So when I 3D model in Blender, painting textures with a tablet is a lot easier than doing it with a mouse. You get a lot more control, especially of things like opacity and stuff like that, because of the pressure controls on the tablet. So that's what I like to use it for. I tried learning how to draw in software like Krita and GIMP, you know, that sort of drawing software. but I don't think it is for me, honestly. But for 3D modeling, it is great. Some of the details I was able to put on my commoner's kabuto, my hat I modeled myself, I only managed to do because of the pressure sensitive of the graphics tablet. So it is very good if you're looking into getting into 3D modeling. It is also good for sculpting in 3D modeling software, like in Blender. So I recommend. And these smaller ones, like the one I have, are very affordable. I paid on mine, I think it was something like 90 Brazilian reais. That should be something like $15 or something like that. No, a bit more. Something like $23, I think it is. So look for one if you're interested on doing that. Curly Pat is asking, my mom is asking if you like teaching and if children are usually calmed in your class. Ah, your mom is a music teacher. Ah, very interesting. Nice. I really like teaching, Curly Pat's mom. It's very, very gratifying, I think is a good word for that, you know, to know that I'm helping the youth develop themselves into more complete and skilled people. So I appreciate a lot teaching, and people want to change server here. The problem I have with teaching isn't really with the children, with the students. I really like my students. They're great, and I've never really had problems with students. Usually the problems we have as teachers here in Brazil are with the school directors. We're going to Woodville, no! Are either with the school directors and the head of the school, and with parents. Because one of the problems of teaching in Brazil is that people don't really value good education. We have here in Brazil a culture that's a very bad school culture, that if the student is getting good grades, everything's fine. And if the student isn't getting good grades, then it is the teacher's fault. You know, it's kind of like that here in Brazil in most schools. And most people don't really value education as in itself. They only see education as a means to get other stuff. For example, to get into a college or to graduate from high school and then be able to get a job. They are not really interested into learning. They're interested only in getting grades to graduate, and that's it. So I faced quite a bunch of, you know, very sad situations in the past in which school headmasters, the directors at school, told me, they're like straight, you know, make it easy for your students. It's okay if they don't learn. They only have to get good grades so parents are happy. You know, that sort of situation. And I think that's really, you know, one of the reasons why education here in Brazil is very lacking. There are a lot of reasons for that. You know, public schools, for example, lack a lot of resources here in Brazil, and that's very sad, because for many people it's the only option they have of formal education is going to a public school. And it worries me that public schools have a lack of resources here. But even private schools, a lot of them here in Brazil are not really good, because they are run simply as businesses. If the client is happy, it is okay. And here, at least in a lot of schools, not all of them, but in a lot of schools that I've worked in, what makes the client happy is if the students get good grades, even if they are not learning properly. So that's usually where my problems with being a teacher come from. And you know, the pay here in Brazil, our salary is pretty low compared to the rest of the world. Brazilian teachers are paid very little, and that's also bad. but most of the problems we have here are with parents and with school directors, you know. It's kind of sad, but I really like teaching, and my students are what makes me interested in teaching. I think they are the best part of my job, are my students, the children I teach to. The parents, not so much. So yeah. And Charlie Fish is saying, okay, we got to Woodville. My PC will never recover from this. You know, I think performance improved a bit. When this map was first released, the performance dips were a lot worse. I think, if I'm not misremembering. But the problem of this map isn't even performance, it is the layout. The layout of this map is so bad. It is unique, don't get me wrong, it is unique and interesting, but it doesn't make for good matches. You can see that, for example, on Ice Tower, the previous map, we're having a lot more interesting confrontations here because we were not so spread out. And the map had a better flow to it, you know. It kind of had a way to get people together and make them confront each other. Here, where is the blue team? Where is the blue team? It oftentimes looks like there are no blue teams. There are no players in blue team, that's what I mean. Because you see, we're so spread out. And usually matches devolve to people just staring at themselves and doing nothing. It becomes like a friendly fest. I think it is. What are you saying? Uncle Liu saying, Woodsville, huh? I actually wanted to tell you that I'm preparing a special loadout for our Christmas event. Ah, that would be interesting, Uncle Liu. I'm looking forward to checking out that loadout. Pretty cool. Make sure to show me that later. It would be nice. Inspire is saying, Professor, I do draw and I will take a lot of practice, but still you should try on a hobby. I tried Spyro. I think I'm better at pixel art than really drawing with a tablet. I really like doing pixel art from time to time. When I'm developing my games for Pico 8, I like to practice some pixel art, but really drawing, free drawing like that, I'm not good at. It's not for me, really. And Frapperman is saying, in my opinion, the overdose is better than the Blutsauger, since it rewards you for doing your job. Yeah, I agree with you, Frapperman. The only reason why I don't really use the overdose anymore is because the Drag Scottish Cyclops is because the speed buff. And you see, this is another problem I have with this map. You think you have to go that way, right? But no, this will lead you to last, and you actually have to leave spawn like this and go this way. So it is a very weird map, this one. I don't really like it. I don't think it is well designed for TF2. That was my last grape for sure. So I'm not a fan of this map. I am Curly Patty saying I actually like Woodsville. Good for you, Curly Patty, you know. I know quite a lot of people who enjoy this map. But it's not for me. It's not for me. I don't think it was a good addition to TF2. But, you know, I'm glad there are people who enjoy it. I think it's a good thing, and it goes to show how, you know, the TF2 player base is very diverse. People like different things, and that's positive, in my opinion. That's a good thing. Mixa Mega is asking, how are you playing on Woodsville? It is a community server, Mixa Mega. If you don't know yet, I'm a community server provider. So I have a bunch of community servers all over the world, and this is one of them. We're playing today on our London server. And because it is a community server, we can play on Woodsville, we can play Halloween maps. As you can see now, we are on Harvest Event. So it has a bunch of different maps, this server. I'm not even aware of all the maps there are, and I have to add more from the workshop. There is one that Uncle Leo recommended me. I think it's called Farmageddon, that I have to add. It looks like a very good map. Cyanide is asking, what do I teach? I am a Portuguese teacher here in Brazil. You know, like in the US, they have English teachers that teach writing and reading and stuff like that. That's what I teach here in Brazil. Only because we speak Portuguese here, I am a Portuguese teacher. Curly Petals just standing there. I find it important to say that because there was a couple of times in which I said I'm a Portuguese teacher and people thought that I teach Portuguese as a foreign language. And that's not the case. I teach Portuguese as a native language. So I'm more of a, when I say I'm a Portuguese teacher, what I mean is that I teach people how to read and how to write in Portuguese. So that's it. I don't know if there is a better way to say that in English. I don't have here Spyro the Dragon. I'm really a fan of that purple alligator loadout. It's a lot of fun. Very funny. What else are you saying there? Let me see. Yeah, Mixa Mega saying Woodview is just prop spam. There are little to no brushes. And I think that's part of the reason why it performs so bad, you know, on people's PCs. Because when you make the map out of brushes properly, and you think about how, you know, visibility will be and stuff like that, usually Hammer, that's the software we use to make maps in TF2, usually Hammer figures out, you know, how to correctly build these leaves. And that really improves the performance of the map. So yeah, Woodview has lots of problems. Oh no, I'm gonna die! I didn't die there, okay. Let's retreat. The Blutsauger is great, fellas. You have to play with the Blutsauger. I agree the overdose is better because it rewards Medic for doing his job properly. But it is so much fun to play with the overdose, or with the Blutsauger. I really enjoy it. One thing I think should be done on TF2 is to bring the changes of balance mod to the main game. And on balance mod, that's a mod for TF2 made by High GPS and his community, the syringes from any syringe gun can also heal. They heal a bit less, a lot less actually, than the Crusader's crossbow. But for example, if I were playing balance mod here and I shot at a teammate, I would be healing that teammate like this. I would be healing Uncle Leo if I was playing balance mod. So I think it would be neat to have that on vanilla TF2. It would give a lot more usefulness to the go Trollfish. he did not manage to get the backstab there. But it would make syringe guns a lot more useful. And I think it would be a positive change overall. If you've never played balance mod, give it a try. It's a lot of fun. I imagine you enjoy it. What else are you saying there? Spyro is asking, Professor, may I draw your avatar with you? Ah, for sure, I'd be very humbled by that, Spyro. Make sure if you draw it, make sure to tag me on Twitter so I can retweet it. So I'd be humbled by that. It would be great. Thank you very much. You know, I feel like I have to say this, but I don't think it is your case, but I'll say it anyway. Just please don't draw my avatar with any sort of not safe for work stuff, okay? I know, for example, that Zesty Jesus has a channel avatar that people often draw in not safe for work poses. So it's not my case. I don't think my avatar is not safe for work, but I would request you to not draw not safe for work stuff off my avatar. I know that saying this is kinda risky because there will be people that will feel an urge to draw it as not safe for work, but I think I have to say it. But it's not like I'm thinking you would do that. Just saying it. But please tag me on Twitter if you draw it. I'll really enjoy. I really feel, you know, loved when people draw fan art. On my Brazilian channel, there are a lot of people who do that. And here we had, you know, Curly Patty did some, Rovin Sniper did some fan art as well on Source Filmmaker, and I always feel like, you know, I'm loved when people do that for me. So thank you very much. That's great. And Musgai is asking, how about adding balance mod to these servers? That's a good question, Musgai, and I experimented with balance mod on one of my Brazilian servers. And you know, my plan was to add balance mod to all my servers, but I had two problems with it. I had two problems with it, Musgai. The first one is that because it is an in-development mod, I have to constantly keep updating it every time something changes. And you know, that's the fun thing about balance mod. It is about making changes, ongoing changes to balance weapons. But it was making my life very hard as a server admin. Because I had to keep going back to check on new versions and download and install them, and sometimes things break and you have to fix them. So it was kind of cumbersome, you know. I'm actually waiting, if there will ever be something like that, I'm actually waiting for a finished version of balance mod. And then perhaps I could think about implementing it on all my servers. But there was another problem with balance mod on my servers that I noticed. And it wasn't really a problem with balance mod itself, because balance mod's great, honestly. The problem was that people are so used to playing on casual, and they like playing on casual matchmaking, that they don't really want to get used to the balance mod changes. So I would have a lot of players that tried out balance mod for 1 or 2 weeks and then would never go back to the server again, because playing on balance mod got them, you know, a bit confused when they went back to play on vanilla TF2 on casual servers. So they felt like, why should I get used to playing balance mod if I won't get those changes in any other server I play on, you know? Like, in their head, it wasn't worth it learning to play on balance mod and making use of all the changes and stuff like that. And you know, I was very sad when I realized that, but it kind of makes sense, you know, from the perspective of a regular TF2 player. Because it really is like playing two different games, you know. It is the same game, but if the same weapon behaves differently on different servers, it comes a time when you really have to ask yourself, where do you really want to play on, you know? And for most people, that answer was on casual, on vanilla TF2 servers. So balance mod didn't really pick up in my Brazilian servers, and that's why I decided to change the server. I changed, I think, the balance mod server we had in Brazil, I changed back to a fast response server that people appreciate more. And you know, that's the only reason why I wouldn't bring balance mod to all of my servers. And I think for international audiences, there are already quite a bunch of balance mod servers you can play on. I think High GPS has some, and creators.tf also have some balance mod servers. So the one I had running was more like for Brazilian players, because there was no Brazilian balance mod server. But it was very sad, you know, to see that people liked the idea but didn't embrace playing on those servers because of that, you know, adjustment you have to do when you go from vanilla TF2 to balance mod. But you know, perhaps someday High GPS will release a final version of balance mod, and then I think it will be more feasible to really just install it on all servers and just say, here we play balance mod and that's it, you know. And because it will be a final version, I won't have to worry about things changing in the future or having to really update it. It would be like a one-time install and then everything's ready. I think that would make it more attractive for server providers. So yeah. And Cartola is asking to put the fan art on the end of my videos. That would be nice, Cartola. I think it would be a bit of work because my videos, I edit them in sort of a template, you know. And if I have to change that template, it's a bit more work I have to do. So that's why I actually prefer people send me fan arts on Twitter so I can retweet them. And then you get the exposure right there in that instant, you know. Besides, not everyone watched the video until the end, so I think that putting the fan art only at the end of the video doesn't really showcase it, you know. Let me grab my gargle here. So if you ever do some fan art, the sniper disappeared on the point. If you ever do some fan art for me, send me on Twitter, and I'll be sure to retweet it. And thank you there. So yeah. And Curly Perry is asking, what do I think of his video, that spy funny video? I really like it, Curly Perry. I enjoyed it a lot. I just think you went a bit overboard with the sound distortion. I know that's sort of a meme style, you know, to make things fun, and I like it, but I think it was too much. So if I could give you some feedback, that would be it. But other than that, the video is amazing. It's very good. I really appreciate it. Very good. What else are you saying there? Ah, Spyro is saying, I do save for work only. I'm glad to know that, Spyro. You know, nothing against not safe for work artists, but I prefer safe for work, you know, so I'm glad to know that. Again, Spyro, if you decide to do that drawing, send me on Twitter and I'll give you a shout out there. I'll retweet and try to send people to your account. That would be very nice. So yeah. And what else are you saying? Let me see. Charliefish is asking if I've ever played Terraria or Terraria. I think that's how English speakers will say it. I tried playing it once. I have the game. A friend on Steam gifted it to me, but I didn't really like it, Charliefish. I don't know what it was, but I didn't really enjoy it. I like crafting and survival games like that, but I'm more of a 7 Days to Die guy, you know. That one is a very good game, in my opinion. Nothing against Terraria, but it isn't my cup of tea, you know. I don't want to die to this pyro, and I'm dead. I died to Trollfish, but it's okay, no problem. And Carly Perry is saying, do you want to make a stream with me eventually, someday? I think that would be fun, Curly Perry. I remember when we first met, you wanted to collab like that, to make a stream together. And it would be fun. It's just that I get a bit tired of collabing like that, you know, on video projects and stuff like that. I don't know what it is, but it kind of exhausts me, you know. So perhaps we could do that someday, but I will not promise you, okay? Don't hold me on that, please. But it would be fun. I actually prefer to collab with people when it is, you know, like simpler stuff. For example, Hovi wanted me to record, Hovi and Sniper wanted me to record some voice lines for a character on one of his source filmmakers. So what he did, he sent me a text saying what he needed, and then I could do it on my time whenever I wanted. And I recorded the voice lines for him and I sent him. Well, that sort of collabing is actually what I prefer. I'm not really that into making videos together or streaming together, you know. One thing we could do that I think is more interesting is to make videos on the same topic, or you know, complementary videos. I make a video talking about one aspect of a subject, and then you make a video talking about another aspect of the same subject. So then we can, you know, send viewers to watch each other. You know, I think that's more interesting and actually better in terms of content creation than simply streaming together. So at least that's my opinion. I would not get as tired doing that. You know, I'm kind of a socially awkward person, so social interaction, when I'm not in control of it, exhausts me a bit. I think it's an undiagnosed condition I have. I don't know what it is, but that's it. And Cartola is saying, can you make a template on OBS to make it easy to put in the end of the videos? Yeah, I could do that, Cartola, but again, I don't think, you know, it is worth it putting fan art on the end of videos, because I think only 10% of people get to the end of the video. I usually have people... Ah, and Alison is here! Glad to have you here, Alison. I was gonna end stream, but because you are here, Alison, I will switch to Soldier to duel with you. Okay? The other duel we're doing another day. Glad to have you here, Alison. Ah, and I'm dead. So I think I'll play 1 or 2 more rounds, just Trolleyfish there with his face, just so I can duel with Alison properly. Glad to have you here, Alison. So yeah, again, as I was saying, Cartola, I think it is more interesting to share the fan art on Twitter. I think that way more people get to see it. I'm gonna have a bad time playing a soldier here with what, 200 ping. Ah, there is Alison. Okay, let's go, Alison. Ah, she got me with the pumpkin. I think she wants to do us as medic, so let's go medic again, because she's using the Blutsauger as I was. So let's go with the same loadout, for sure. This will be a legendary duel. Most guys saying, now I want tea, because you said a cup of tea. I really like tea. You know, my favorite tea currently is ginger tea. I don't know if you drink ginger tea, but it is really good. You should try it out. Got Trolleyfish there. And I have to remember, I am a medic, so I have to heal people. I can't forget that. Okay. There's Alison, okay. There she is. Let's duel! She was aiming for the pumpkin, I'm sure of it. Oh no, this demo man is here to stop our duel. Ah, come on, Firefly! But I got a revenge, okay. That's nice. But it's okay, I'm always glad to help you level up your duel medal, Alison. It's nice to do that for you. And Curly Patty is saying there are TF2 adventure maps. We could play some with Roving Sniper or someone while making a stream instead of a video. Yeah, I'm not very interested on those TF2 adventure maps, you know. I think I would be a hindrance there, Curly Patty, because it's not my thing. So yeah, if you make a video with it with Roving Sniper, I think it would be a lot of fun, and I'll be sure to share it. But I don't think I would have fun playing TF2 adventure maps. What I like in TF2 is the regular TF2, you know. I'm not even that into man versus machine, for example. What I like is this, to play and casually and talk about random stuff. So yeah. And Uncle Leo is saying, do you still count with my request for commission? Ah, for sure, Uncle Leo. I'm sorry it's taking me so long to do your commission, but it's still on my list of things to do, for sure. I don't know, Uncle Leo, I don't remember if you changed your loadout from then to now. Make sure to send me a message on Steam later with your updated loadout, just so when I get to it, to making that commission, just so just so I make your current loadout and not some old version of it. And there's Alison. Ah, managed to get her. Nice. Okay, and I'm dead. But we are 2 against 2 now. Let's see who will win this duel. Hey, hello Nix. Bom dia. How are you doing, Nix? Glad to have you here. Ah, Fitz, lol, I saw that coming. The second the pumpkin bomb came into frame, I was worried. Yes. Harvest event is a great Halloween map, you know. My favorite Halloween map actually is Mountain Lab, the main manor with the headless, horseless horseman. He is my favorite Halloween boss. But I think in terms of gameplay, Harvest is a better Halloween map because it is a good deathmatch map, you know, just to deathmatch with people. And those pumpkin bombs are excellent, that's sure. Hey Devi, nice to have you here, Devi. You're now fellas talking about tea flavors, let me see. Curly Patty likes green tea with flower of cherry. Ah, sounds delicious for sure. Jasmine tea, normal tea. Yeah, I like ginger tea. You know, there's also a plant here in Brazil called capim cidreira. I don't know how it is called in English, if it even has an English name, but here it is called capim cidreira. And it makes for very good tea as well. But ginger tea is my favorite currently. It is very good. And Cyanide is asking if we'll get more servers in Central Europe, like in Germany. It's on my plans, Cyanide. I think that currently the London server will suffice for people in Central to West Europe. For example, Uncle Leo here is from the Czech Republic and he's playing with 40 ping, as you can see. Trolleyfish, I'm not sure where Trolleyfish is from, what country, but I know he's also from Europe, and you can see he's playing with good ping. So I think for now, the London server is enough for Europe. But once I get to have a server on Asia and on the US West Coast, because we only have a server on the US East Coast currently, I'll think about opening servers more in the Central to Eastern Europe, if I can find a good data center there, for sure. It's on my plans to do that. I saw a lot of people who were, and I won the duel. It was nice dueling with you, Alison. As always, it was a pleasure. Next time, perhaps you'll have better luck. And I think I'll be ending stream right now, because we are already over 1 hour. And I have some tests to grade today. I have some schoolwork to do, so I can't play TF2 all day long. But you know, there are some people a bit disappointed when I mentioned that I was going to open my Asian server on Singapore, because we had 3 options: Tokyo, Singapore, and Mumbai in India. And Singapore won, but I saw a bunch of people a bit disappointed that we would not have a server in Tokyo, for example, or in South Korea. Some people asked me that as well. But don't worry about that, fellas, because my goal here is to have servers all over the world. I will not stop opening servers. As long as I get the support and the funds to keep opening servers, I will do that. I'm not like Faceit, for example, because what Faceit does? Faceit opens servers where it is profitable to open servers. And I'm not looking for profit, you know. Of course, I have to pay my bills and everything, but I'm not looking to be profitable. So don't worry about it, because it will come the time when we will have servers in Central to Eastern Europe, when we will have servers in Korea, in Tokyo, you know. I will not stop opening servers. I hope for the day in which I'll be a huge YouTuber, you know, and we'll have like 4 to 5 servers in every region of the world. I think that would be a dream for me, a dream come true. So don't worry about that. But currently my list pineapple. Let me show. Soda pop. It was filtered in the spam filter of the channel, but it's okay. Pineapples are fine. Curly Patty deleted the pineapple. Okay, no problem then. Okay, but it's okay. Soda pop. I'm glad you're here as well, Fuzz. But what I'm saying is that I will open eventually servers in all regions, but currently I'm thinking about Asia, and then I'm thinking about West Coast US, because people from the West Coast have a hard time playing on the Miami server. You know, they stay with like 80 to 90 ping or even more. So I really think we need to have a server on West Coast US as well. I think that's important. So yeah. And most guys saying after the Australian servers, you should do somewhere in between Asia and Europe, maybe the Middle East. Yes, that's what I was thinking, Muskai, with the Mumbai option in the server. Because it isn't Middle East, India is Asia, it isn't Middle East, but I think it would be the closest option I have right now to open a server in the Middle East. But because Singapore won that poll, I'll be opening a server in Singapore first. So that's what I'm thinking about. So yeah. Fitzgerald saying, if you make a West Coast server, I'll be a regular there. Ah, nice. So you see, we have West Coast players that need servers there as well. So I'll be sure to make that. And Mixamega is asking, a Turkey server? Yes, someday, if all goes well, we'll have a Turkey server as well. Mixamega. It is hard opening servers in some select countries because we don't often have data centers there, or at least data centers available for me to pay, you know, to have a server. For our international servers, I currently use 2 different providers. I use Vultr and Linode. Mostly Linode, but the Miami server runs on Vultr. That's a server provider. So as long as there are available data centers for me to pay and purchase, and I have the funds to open a server, I'll be sure to do that. So, you know, check channel memberships down below. It would help me out in that regard, and it is actually quite affordable if you think about it. So that's it. But again, fellas, thank you very much for coming to watch my stream. I really appreciate that. I really love all of you, and I hope you have an excellent week. Stay tuned for the videos on the channel. Again, this will be the last week I'll be able to post 2 videos per week, and then we'll go back again to 1 video and 1 stream per week. Okay, so the channel will stay active. Don't worry about it. I won't disappear, and my streams will continue to happen every Sunday. But the amount of videos will be a bit lower, you know, in August. I'm just letting you know in advance, so you don't surprise yourselves. So that's it. Yeah, Polish servers, you know, that would be interesting. Very interesting to know that Poland has the biggest TF2 community in Europe, Curly Patty. I didn't know that. Pretty nice, pretty nice. My Uncle Leo saying, on my way to post timestamps. I'm looking forward to that, Uncle Leo. Very, very nice. So yeah, thank you very much, fellas. I hope you have an excellent week, and I love all of you. Talk to you